नींद इसको अरे चाय उसको मिल कुछ है नहीं अच्छा चलिए लेट्स प्रोसीड hey guys tell me you need notes on tidal energy confirm geothermal no okay I'm marking geothermal and explaining also refers to the heat and electricity using the heat of the interior वो बैग लेके इसको सामने रखो so you pick up the bag my इधर है ना मैडम every now and then you are going back to do something. Why don't you? No, listen. Pick up the bag and keep it here, na. इधर लेके आके रखो बैग. Because it is not disturbing for you, it is disturbing for me. ये फ्रेंड में रखो. इधर हाँ बैठ जाओ. ये भी मुझे सिखाना. And now whatever you want, you pick up, draw. हाँ जो भी कर लेना. नहीं, imagine if the entire class is filled and there is no place to sit. Oh my God, the entire bench is सर ने इतना बड़ा रूम लिया, फिर भी जगह नहीं है. और ये लड़की बोले सर मेरे पास जगह ही नहीं है. We are aware from all this mental thinking. Second point, the earth grows progressively, only underline the progressively hotter. Gradient is high, high temperatures are found. Why they are using the word shallow depth, underline that also shallow depth? Can you say something? Normally, if it is too deep, I say if it is too deep, it is difficult to set the mechanism also. Correct. So normally, if it is shallow depth, then only the mechanism can be fitted. So if it is the internal heat is far below 10 km or 15 km, you understand what is a kilometer? We cannot set the geothermal. Maybe below about 10, not about 10, 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. What is that? Kilometer. Like this thing to be. Groundwater in such area, underline groundwater, absorbs the heat. It turns into steam. Are you seeing? This is how you have to connect for your answer. This steam is used to drive the turbine. They did not explain roughly to generate electricity. Uses, underline, several hot springs in India, generate electricity. देखो तुरंत वो लोग नीचे लिखा India is poor in this zone. And do we have it in Mumbai? Any hot springs? There's a place called Jogeshwari. What is it? Heard of the place? There is a place called Jogeshwari where there is a temple of goddess. I don't know which goddess, even I have to ask. But they have a small spot like thing where this hot springs is there. And many people in Mumbai or outside Mumbai who come, they just put the water on the body saying it's a magic water. That's what science is, no magic water. If any hot springs and geysers are there, it has dissolved minerals in it. And it can solve your skin ailment. You understand skin ailment? To a certain extent. So that is why we are saying Jogeshwari in Mumbai. We have a place where we have a small hot spring, not a very big one. Okay, let's proceed. Energy that is produced is known as circle, geothermal. It is used for running coal storage. What is coal storage plant? Those materials which are generally perishable. Okay, let's proceed. Location. Put number 1, Parvati Valley, bracket, Himachal Pradesh. Kuga Valley, bracket, Ladakh. Himachal ka only one corner. Cold storage. Is asked okay, what is that? I think in India we do not have this understanding of the word cold storage. What is cold storage actually? In foreign countries, they have a company called cold storage. Suna hai? Like they have to pack. 24/7. ये अगर आप पूर्वी एरिया में जाएगा ना, cleaning and packing of the meat and meat factories are there. And ये meat factories को 24/7 they require this cold storage. Cold storage means keeping it below the room temperature something. And Continuous electric supply is a very big cost to them. If it is very small and I can think rich energy, geothermal energy, then it is okay.
But if my base door and where you are getting heat, you are getting
ऐसा ये जो वो जो heat को आप electricity में convert करेगा तो ना cold storage में use करेगा. Are you understanding what is the asking? मतलब one side heat is generated, other side you are using it for the cold storage. Exact contrast thing. But do forget about heat and cold storage. You remember only the energy. It can be used anywhere, na? But अब use जगह पर वो मिल रहा है. That's why they are using. I think except even me, the others did not catch up what he's asking and what I am explaining. And let me pick up from that. What was the doubt of Anuj? What did I explain? I knew from here. What did I explain to him? Very good. एक साइड से heat energy है, फिर वो heat energy से जो electricity बनता है, then we are using it for cold storage. But in that area, that is the only source available. That's the area. How will we get it? How we get electricity with them? Oh, very good. Good point. Let's proceed. Nuclear. Obtained by underline altering structure of atoms. So उसके ऊपर लिखो altering controlled nuclear fusion reaction. मैं दे देता हूँ. I know you will ask me. To write down atomic energy, I'm giving it. Sorry, I told you one cup and four chambers. You need it. How many? Cup. But you had it. So याद नहीं एक बार मैंने इसको ऑफर किया था कब with the tea. Energy produced using a nuclear reactor. And nuclear reactor and radioactive substance. Energy produced using a nuclear reactor and radioactive substance. Write this in bracket. U235 and U238. Energy produced using a nuclear reactor and a controlled fission reaction. Fission, not fusion. Yeah. What's it? Energy produced using a nuclear reactor and controlled fission reaction. Radioactive, you will ask me. Use of radioactive substance 235 and 238. That's a inferiority complex of mind. अभी आप 2 मिनट के बाद पूछो वही लाइन आएगा but in a new manner. That's true. Okay, one more point that will end this answer. India possesses vast potential especially the monazite sands of Kerala. Iska story bhi hai. I don't know whether we have time to. Monazite sands of Kerala. I think your chemistry teachers who over it is just एक check करना. I'm not very sure what it is. थोड़ा मालूम है. Knowledge नहीं है. Monazite sands of Kerala. Just listen for a while. When what was his name? Homi Jahangir Baba was developing this technology in India. He did not have the money to start. So the one more Parsi brother given him a loan in those days. The JRD fellow. He asked this Baba, Homi Jahangir Baba, to start this technology so that India can be at least self-sufficient in nuclear. But India does not have that sophisticated. So Russia came up, then you start your nuclear plant, the energy fuel, what is that? Russia will supply it. So India and Russia had a very good relation. So India started with full belief of Russia. But the time comes when there's a Cold War. The time comes when Russia is broken into 13 new countries. And Russia abruptly stopped there. India has gone ahead, started the nuclear plant, and even nuclear energy started. How can we stop? Now there is a challenge. Neither we can stop it, nor we can force Russia, and America is anyway against our uranium program. So there are some parts of Kerala where the sands are found, and that is why what is that? What the monoxide? They say these are radioactive, and I don't know, some special processes involved to get thorium out of it. And once you get thorium, nuclear energy starts. So now we are self-sufficient to big extent that we are producing nuclear energy of our own. Why nuclear energy is so important for a country like India? We have thermal, we have hydel, we have wind, we have tidal, so on. But why nuclear is so?
Is the most efficient. Less.
It puts you on the world map. That India possesses nuclear power. I'm not saying weapon, but our own beautiful neighbor called Pakistan keeps taunting India by saying what? Be very careful. हमारे पास nuclear weapons. तो India बोलता फिर हमारा क्या लक्ष्मी बम? So India is having close to 128 to 200 nuclear bombs. Whereas I think Pakistan, I'm not very sure, close to 78. The firepower of the nuclear bombs, Pakistan possessing and India possesses huge difference. But anytime India use the statement, be careful. I am a nuclear power. No, we don't. India doesn't. Because India has developed this nuclear energy technology only for the peaceful purpose. And nothing shy to tell you, we have a separate department of BRC, we call that as BAE. And we have got our studies from here, Department of Atomic Energy. If you have gone into BRC, there is a big silos-like structure. Anytime kabhi jayega to dekhne. This is a dome. We are not allowed to go. My dad was into that. एक बार मैंने school quiz के लिए गया था. But they say, along with this nuclear reactor, BRC also produces atomic bombs. But that's a highly confidential. That's why any attack on Mumbai, the first target will be this. And we went inside that colony during our school days. So हमको अभी भी याद है हमारा friends लोग बोलते थे यार ये ईरान और अमेरिका का बहुत चल रहा है. ईरान इराक का इंडिया का है. बस एक बॉम्ब साइडस में डालना पूरा आधा बॉम्बे निकल जाएगा. Because it's a nuclear reactor, but it's a high security zone. Not anyone is allowed. I remember those days when we enter an entire school buses, even the students are checked thoroughly. No mobile phone, no cameras, nothing. Although BRC looks very similar, small from outside, I have seen in Asia's longest building. It is directly under the finance minister of India, whoever is it. And at least once in a year or twice a year, the Prime Minister of India visits this BRC. What does it mean? Although it's very costly, very dangerous, but every country wants to possess the nuclear weapon. Why America? Why Russia is terrorizing this Ukraine? You know, Ukraine doesn't have any nuclear capacity, and Russia तो master है उसमें. But अभी कुछ channels बोलता है Pakistan scientists are seriously teaching Ukraine people how to make nuclear bombs. I don't know what is the news. So any country and every country, if they are possessing nuclear power, the opposite country thinks twice before attacking India. China is superior to India in nuclear power, but then also India has its own significance. Who conducted the first nuclear test? उसके पहले भी हुआ था. It was Mrs. Indira Gandhi's time, the first nuclear bomb test. That was a very crude bomb. But then APJ Abdul Kalam took 3 nuclear tests when AP Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of India. Please watch, if at all you get time, a movie called Pokhran. And seriously, they have masterminded and outwitted the American satellite. If you've seen that movie, बेचारे वो काम कैसे करते हैं? Because America का satellite 24/7 अपने आप को ढूंढता है. Whenever it is entering into a black spot, that is the time they have to target. And when it is coming to the normal, they have to put in everything normal and they are doing normal work. And to be very frank, America को एक ही nuclear blast मालूम पड़ा, बाकी 2 भी उन्होंने बारे में. So America shocked India ने ये कैसे कर लिया. And India was under sanctions for next 12 or 13 years. but ये भी राजस्थान में बहुत अच्छा है, हम clear पास. You go to that Pokhran area in Rajasthan, even now not a blade of a grass grows, but India is shown to the world. Now you turn any attention towards India, we are also in here. Only we have grown, but we have never terrorized any country, nor we are going to terrorize. Correct? So that is the use of which energy? Nuclear energy for controlling India. Let's proceed. Okay. So that monazite sands you market, India deposits underlying 50% of world thorium is in India. Please take that important power plant, power stations, Tarapur, Kalpakan, Circle Narora, that's biggest in India. And ये सब गुजरात में काकरापाड़ा, टीकरापाड़ा, ये भी कुछ ढोकला ऐसे खाने का नाम है. And Kaiga we have a national park also in Karnataka. So please take Tarapur, Kalpakan, Narora. Three are very important. I'm going to do it conservation using the points. If you feel points वगैरह कुछ नहीं चाहिए directly notes दे दो, I am ready. I will give you meaning and importance of conservation. I'm asking it to you. I'm giving it. Just listen to a few minutes. Now we have discussed both conventional and non-conventional. Either conventional or non-conventional, the ultimate aim or ultimate dream of every nation is to conserve the energy. Ultimate dream to keep the energy at least for the next generation over. Why is there a need to conserve? Or what do you mean by the word conservation? I simply feel use the energy, either it is conventional or non-conventional, to the longest possible time. No doubt petroleum is the most important fuel today. But definitely we are converting even solar energy. We are using the hydrocarbons, CH4, methane, right? So everything has its own place. But conservation will prove to the world that we are not only burning chlorofluorocarbons, but also we are getting energy from where? From solar, we are wind, tidal, etc. etc. In country like Australia, they have a car which is purely running on solar cells, but not a commercial type experiment. Why can't we have that same in India? I think Abu Dhabi has already introduced flying taxi. India में भी अभी कोई कंपनी ने शायद ऑप्शन लिया है. मतलब if you want to travel from Kharghar to VT or any other area, you can book a taxi, which can take a small ride, and you will be wow, a taxi उड़ रहा है. So we always believe there are always some modern things which is going to be upstream for you. And for the modern things, which is more important, conventional or non-conventional? Non-conventional. To be futuristic is not a big problem, but bring that futuristic plans into action. I can't forget my old friend when she was in 10th standard, she told that she wanted to become a doctor. After I think few years of our school, we had a small union. She was not there in that union, but I heard that she has become a MD and she's serving in a hospital called Nair Hospital. Not only she said it, she worked hard for it and she has got it. So now we are saying conservation. What is your duty for conservation? When there is no use of when there is no use of so many bulbs. Are you conserving so much amount of energy now? Only these many bulbs are sufficient. You do it at an individual level, it can bring a big change. What is this government has done? They have stopped the filament bulbs. You remember filament bulb? What was the bad thing? Heat. And what was bad thing? Energy consumption was bad. But this, no heat at all, and energy consumption minimum. फिर तुरंत बोला सर अंदर की बात है ना मोदी गवर्नमेंट ने इसके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लिया था. That's okay. वो उनको कमाने का मौका है. Even EV cars in India, except Tesla, the company, I think other cars are already launched in India. Tesla का शायद agreement India के साथ बैठ नहीं रहा. I think BJP का थोड़ा सा बड़ा demand है, और Tesla भाई साहब थोड़ा सा रुका हुआ है. If not, Tesla car will also come to India, but it is very costly. I heard Tesla EV. Why I'm giving this example? The government of India is trying every most method conservation. Now we have buses running in roads using petrol and diesel. These are what is the good thing about the EV? So एक बार charge and charge, एक बार charge. This is running at a good speed, and that is AC as well. So how much amount of energy wherever possible you keep saving? Even in your schools, even in your neighborhood, even in your home. Two things benefit. You are serving the country, reducing your electricity. Not now. Earlier I had worked for a small company which was producing the solar and other things. What is the technical but I was asked to go to some sugarcane companies. So the seniors were talking in technical line. Sir, how much is your electricity bill for 1 month? They said close to 50,000. Sir, we can reduce it to only 15,000. Like I said, solar park project. But the problem was that the person has to get the recognition or the appointment approval letter from the EB. वो sugarcane पूरा factory EB से चलेगा, but उसका 60% काम solar से. Are you understanding what I am saying? So the futuristic look can reduce the pressure on which fuels? The more I am reducing pressure on the conventional fuel, the more I am saving the environment. Like always the big idea comes from a small step. But that small step might be you or might be me. Sorry to say, today we have biggest classes related online, that Byju's. Normal सा start हुआ. And आपका eatable वो कौन सा Zomato is it? Zomato ना? हाँ, lost. I know that he wants to that. Byju has been overfined by the government of India because stock related issues recently applied here. That is by part, but at least there. What does it mean? A small idea has come up with a new change. So maybe in conventional or non-conventional, you guys may be the better. उसे क्या सर सब तो इवेंट कर दिया कुछ बात नहीं कुछ नया कर सर देखता हूँ एग्जाम होने दो उसके बाद में as in science we say always need is the mother of why never time father. So why I'm saying unless and until you need something you are not going to develop it, but we have done it. There are certain farmers in India, their sons have developed using a bicycle back wheel. Is generating a motor power on which a two-wheeler can also run. Or agriculture ka farmer ka ladka hai. I don't understand what I'm saying. So there is in India there is no thought of end brains. And sorry to say every year NASA conducts exam. You understand NASA? And to be very proud, Indian students are mostly recruited into NASA. So no student बोलेगा नहीं जाऊंगा मैं NASA. कोई student चुपचाप जा अमेरिका है. मैं इसरो के लिए काम करूँ. शायद वो उसका अंदर वो क्या बोलते हैं देशभक्ति तो इसरो में जाते बोलेगा कितना रैंक है चल इतना पैसा पड़ रहा है बोलते चलो मैं ना से ही जाता हूं. What does it mean? We always believe that young minds like you are going to set up a trend. What is that trend? Forget about others, sir. I am ready. बस बोलो क्या करने का? We need to conserve the energy. I don't know about other time or other days. Can we start from today? Now onwards? Yes. Conserving energy is not conducive. Conserving energy, you are doing a big service to whom? The nation. Whatever you are conserving can be going to a person who has never seen what is the electricity magic. You didn't find that village of Modi, Gujarat? आप लोगों को फाइट करना बोला ब्रेक में. Even I also forget. Last time we बोला था मुझे entire village is not only producing solar energy but whatever energy produced and the leftover energy is purchased by the government back. Instead of seeing an electricity bill and getting a heart attack, next time you get an electricity receipt. Oh, government ने मेरे से 3,000 का electricity कर दिया. Very good. इधर पैसे. हम देते समय तो पीछे भागता है, but पैसा देते समय government सब लेके बैठे. So this is what the government is doing. So now you understood what is conservation. चलिए. Let's mark some. Underline basic requirement energy, every sector, open bracket, agriculture, industry, transport, up till domestic. Then go down to economic development plans. Then underline consumption of energy in all forms, steadily rising. Urgent need to develop, circle the word sustainable path. So what is sustainable path? You write present and future generation. Sustainable development economics का पहला chapter है. Good. बोलेंगे ये last year पढ़ा था. The first chapter of economics. Go ahead. Promotion of energy conservation. And mark the next point. Increase use of renewable sources. That's all. Circle that word twin plants. What is twin plants? Twin age. Now, any of the point you want me to explain or give it in your notebook, you're most welcome. Any of the points, huh? Plant के लिए twin aim लिखो. And methods, underline. India, one of the least energy efficient countries. So why they are saying India is least energy efficient? थोड़ा सा डाल के उधर एक लाइट ऑन करो. बोलो what is least efficient energy? Like what? Like this. You and me are very careless. Careless in what? I think first thing in our house, maybe in your house also, water is the very ordinary commodity. Gurgling sound. And normally we go for a washroom for a while, and that 15-liter tank is flushed. Now you go to any malls and any big complexes, they have this automatic system coming in. देखा जितना पानी चाहिए उतना ही automatic flush करेगा, बाकी store करता है. सर इतना दूर से आप washroom में क्यों सोच? ये government बोलता है मैं देखो. Plane में like we have this vacuum type. Now they are going to fit it in railways and other mode of. And आगे जाकर घर में भी मैं तो बोलता very good. But अगर घर में आया और अपना vacuum flush के बच्चा पर next time अंदर जाएगा ही नहीं मम्मी वो डरावना सा होता था. Wherever possible, save the energy. Because if you are using some apparatus which is running purely on electricity, try checking whether it is running on solar cells. Correct. Initially costly लगेगा, but when your demand increases, automatically the company will start producing. एक line बोल के then I'll take you to the textbook. This Deepavali, more than 60% of the that lights Indians have demanded only Indian made only. It's like every time we celebrate Deepavali, but the money goes to China. समझ में आ रहा है? मतलब हमारा दीपावली चाइना मना रहा है. Crackers, that the lights, but now slowly and steadily people are understanding, and I have seen literally made in India है तो made in China मत रखो. वो seller बोलेगा यार चाइना का कोई खरीद नहीं रहा है. What was that slogan of our great prime minister? Local for vocal for local. हम लोग हैं. So let's proceed. We should use underline public transport system. Switch off electricity. ये सब तो कोई नहीं करता है. Power saving devices. What are power saving devices? In your own house also you can fit. It can reduce the consumption of energy which you are using. अभी जैसे AC में आजकल 3 star 4 star आता है. What is a 3 star 4 star? Energy consumption 40% 60% less. अभी हम नहीं पूरा एनर्जी कंज्यूम करना चाहिए. मेरे पास बहुत पैसा है, तेरे पास बहुत पैसा है, पर कंट्री का क्यों बेड़ा पार कर. Right? So whenever you are buying any TV, electronic item, ask him कि energy consumption है क्या, तो मैं दूंगा, वरना मैं नहीं दूंगा. Okay, let's proceed. Using underline non-conventional. After all, look at that popular slogan. Energy saved is energy produced. Is it okay? Now read all that distinguished. Tell me where you want me to add more points. So with that, finally, we have this chapter coming to an end. If you want, I can discuss 1 or 2 questions. If not, we have very good time. We will start the new. Okay, I have done when time permits this reasons and that what is that? Assertion and reason. Just please remind me in any of the assertion and reasoning, you get some doubts. I make you to understand why that assertion and reasoning, how you select the alternatives. Anyone out here who is having a nightmare during the exam? Okay. Who else? और कौन? बाकी सबको मिल जाता मार्क assertion and reasoning में पक्का? मेरा ही अरे भैया बट मैं अभी सोशल का ही बता सकता हूँ साइंस का चेक काम करते हैं today I give it an assignment to you all guys solve all looking at the volume in your notes don't write a question if you feel that sir ये जो you can ask the next class because this is very important board point and it is so easy to get confused sure so can we pick up this in the next lecture
Yes.
will everyone do it and confirm the next lecture आते starting में मुझे क्या करने बोला ओह ये आपको याद नहीं ऐसा नहीं मत चलिए let's go on with a new topic from the geography only if we have map works also we'll do it okay normally I do it every year with that chapter 10 but now we have a little bit let's start with a new and a very important chapter called manufacturing industry. For that heading, I'm going to give introduction. Manufacturing industries. It's 11 is it? Ah, that's great. He knows the numbers. That's it. Manufacturing industries. So write quickly only the introduction, then I'll try to give you the nutshell of the whole chapter. Industries are those production units. Industries are those production units. Industries are those production units which converts raw materials into readily usable finished products. Which converts raw materials into readily usable finished products. One more sentence. Industrialization in India. Industrialization in India began with second 5-year plan. Second 5-year plan. I'm giving that duration also, please write down. Industrialization in India began with second 5-year plan. Hyphen, a rapid industrialization model. It was a rapid industrialization model. Next, you write down importance. Model. I'll be explaining all that. A rapid industrialization model. Model. Oh my boy. क्या है जो मेन वर्ड है वही भूल जाते हैं Okay. Next. Importance. Point number 1. It adds to the short sweet points. Importance. It adds to the economic strength. Adds to the economic strength. Second, creates employment opportunities. comma, better standard of living. Improved income. You better leave that line and go ahead. Because if I come in your ship, neither you sail nor me sail. What a ship? Friendship. Next one. Huh? Next point. A reduction of poverty levels. A reduction of poverty levels. And unemployment. Next. Don't worry, I'm just running fast. I'll be explaining smoothly and clear. Next. Reduces regional differences. Reduces regional differences and controls rural to urban migration. And controls rural to urban migration. Next, the last. It ensures overall growth and development. Overall growth and development of any developing economy. Now you can relax. A little bit big chapter, but we'll try to go ahead with a normal, slow and steady. We have only that light pens. Now look here. Now the word is manufacturing. For you and me, nothing new. Correct? Okay, but imagine what was India. But imagine. You might have seen India when it was independent. 1947. Did we have many industries? Few. And it's a handful? Yes. Pockets? Yes. I always believe that India might have started industrialization much later. This is the The first 5-year plan was an agricultural plan. It was 1950, 51 to 56. This was an agricultural plan. But India need what? Industrialization supporting our agriculture. But the problem was that the Indians who have been doing farming for ages, all of a sudden I have started an industry. What happened? Unemployment. What China is today, China took almost 20 to 30 years not to bring industrialization. Give them the training. You remember that chapter that I taught you in history, age of industrialization? When I am going to teach, I am going to say this: England merchants, they started giving money to the farmers, saying along with the farming, do some feeding. So you क्या करता था? Morning till afternoon he will be doing farming, evening to late evening he will be doing it in the house. This is how industrialization started in London, way back in 1717. But India, ruled by England, 1947. First 5 years was an agricultural plan, but India needed industries. Which industries? Basic and key. What are they? Iron and steel, cement industry, engineering goods. So India ne kya kiya? Very quickly, the second 5-year plan only we have announced industrialization. Now did you understand the meaning? What is the meaning? Rapid industrialization. In less time, more industries will start. 1, financial burden. 2, unemployment increase. 3, the raw materials needs to be searched. If I don't know, in some family I heard people saying Kaliyug, Kaliyug, Kaliyug. But as far as a teacher, I say Kaliyug means it's the machine age. What are you and me? We are a cog of a part of a machine today. What is the word cog? अर्ली मॉर्निंग अलार्म बजता है, उठ के बेचारा बच्चा नींद भी नहीं खुलता, सीधा वॉशरूम में यूनिफॉर्म मम्मी जबरदस्ती पहनाती है, बेचारा आधा नींद में स्कूल चले जाता है। नो प्रॉब्लम सर, टीचर के बच्चे पूरा नहीं। जब तक रिसर्च नहीं आता तब तक यही चलता है। रिसर्च किधर आता है? सेकेंड लेक्चर में अपना बच्चा स्टार्ट करता है। बेचारे हमारे मैम माही सदोमा यार ये मैम and you run from the school back to your house, again you run back to UT. So what does it mean? We are a part of a mechanical life today. Was it life of Indians like that before 1940? सुबह उठेगा, थोड़ा सा फार्म में जाएगा, कोई दातुन का खाना पूछेगा, नहीं छोड़ना आ जाए। क्या लाइफस्टाइल है? What is today? Keep running, keep running, keep running. But where running, nobody knows. Everyone run. Correct enough? All of a sudden, you go to some parts of Maharashtra rural area. सुबह पब्लिक ना हो 9:30 बजे तक उठता नहीं है, 11 बजे तक तो उनका ब्रेकफास्ट ही रेडी होता है, फिर तुरंत 12:30 बजे लंच है, 8 बजे डिनर एंड चाहिए कौन सा जगह बताओ। So what this industrialization has done? They have made our farmers to leave their farming and adopt industrialization. What is good thing about industrialization? Throughout the year, you get a job. Rainfall, no problem. Winter, no problem. As long as your machines are running, as long as it is the power is supplied, you are working. It was a great Charlie Chaplin who has shown the industrialization effect. In England, France, and some other European countries, a labor minimum per day work for 18 hours. बच्चा को क्या 8 घंटा 2 घंटा एक टीचर को सामने देख लिया तो बेचारा घर पे जाके This Charlie Chaplin works in a soda company for close to 16 hours. He goes back for 4 or 5 rest. He works in a soda company where he is fitting the cork of the bottle. Even in the sleep, he is doing that same. हाँ सर ये क्वेश्चन है जो मेरे सर को लेकिन मैथ टीचर ने इतना फॉर्मूला सर पे डाल दिया मालूम मेरा पापा बोले ओए चुप a plus b the whole square ये मैंने जो and बीच में जो पापा बोला पापा don't disturb me sin theta is equal to cosec theta tan I don't know means the children's mind is so much fed with studies कोई भी एक भी पैरेंट उठ के बोलता नहीं बेटा आज पढ़ाएंगे आज हम पिकनिक में बोलता बुक लिया क्या मैथ का लड़का बोलता है खाएगा पिकनिक छोड़ मत करता है so this industrial age has made you and me only one thing study you have to keep working guys correct but what India is today India is one of the fastest developing country in the world we have superseded UK in GDP maybe next 5 years, maybe you guys might be finishing your education, engineers, doctors, I don't know, whatever. Maybe India will be the one and what America is asking for a small loan from India. Or India will be What does it mean? It is our industries have grown so strong. So I gave you the meaning of the word industries, a unit which converts what into what? Raw materials into finished product. The question, why is there a need to convert? Can we use the raw materials readily? No. I have to convert. But now what is the word importance? National income is higher. GDP is higher. You are getting employment higher. And your standard of living has increased. What is that word? Standard of living farming में नहीं होगा, बिल्कुल होगा, but उतना income नहीं मिलेगा. Our school days was asked by my school teachers, बेटा 5-figure salary के लिए demand करेंगे. मैं लड़का लड़की बोला 6-figure salary सर, सिलेंडर बढ़ता है 200-300 रुपए में बढ़ता है. अभी I think government has announced 150 rupees कम होगा. ऐसा बोल रहा है, but we do not have any guarantee. So we always believe that industrialization has made it very fast. Which development? Economic growth and death. Is it okay? Somebody noticed that? मैं इतना एनर्जी डाल के क्यों एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ आपको इतना ब्यूटीफुल नींद कैसे है ठीक है दैट्स अ गिफ्ट फॉर मी you can pick up page number 107 again sorry 157 we are moving with interdependence you understand the meaning of the word interdependence agriculture supplies raw material to industry which industry agro based industry okay literally you guys are tired ठीक है 2 मिनट रिलैक्स कर लो आप लोग टायर्ड है और मैं कि बड़ा बड़ा कॉन्सेप्ट सिखा रहा हूँ just please guys meantime anybody school marks or any UP test अभी marks मत पूछ ना I can see that he started yawning वो दोनों बेचारे सोच रहे हैं सर हमको टर्न कितने दे and he is yawning but बेचारा पूरा कंट्रोल में बैठा है ठीक है 2-3 मिनट रिलैक्स कर लो you can learn from the pages you can ask me or you can tell me what is related okay portions of these chapters are not reduced na as per your CBSE model कुछ भी नहीं है
क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्री जैसा कुछ गाड़ी में हमने पहले करवाया था
अरे बाबा oh my boy I'm asking is it reduced from the CBSE board
क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज कॉटन टेक्सटाइल है इधर क्रॉस करवा रहा हूं
are you sure
पर उससे वो बहुत पहले की बात है
मेरे से मत बोलना फिर मैंने
तो चेक
हाँ check it but I think this manufacturing except some minor things they have all so any of your school guys have updated I will check it out from this
सेकंड चैप्टर
यार आज मैं पापा के साथ यही मीटिंग कर रहा था कि कोर्स कितना करेंगे और स्कूल अभी तक पहुंचा भी नहीं
हमारा स्कूल का बिल्कुल शांत
रिलायंस ना हाँ बट योर व्हाट इज दैट नेम ऑफ स्कूल है नहीं इसका कुछ अलग है ना ठाकुर पुस्तक
वो भी वो स्टार्ट
और वो कौन है
उसने तो फाइनल एग्जाम भी ली
एक स्टूडेंट था ना नाम से कौन है वेरी स्वीट
फाइनल एग्जाम भी
हो गया बोलने के लिए तो मैं भी बोलूंगा यार कोर्स खत्म हो गया बट मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को आना भी तो चाहिए guys are relaxed Jaslan Samarth Aditya anything new in your life besides studies थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्ट पैदा करेंगे हम चलो हमारे होनहार स्टूडेंट से पूछते हैं हाउ इज लाइफ गुड ऐसा बोलने से क्या है वर्ड से बोलो ना गुड हाउ डिड यू मेक इट वेरी गुड इन दिवाली sorry not Diwali Deepavali okay how many got very good gifts in Deepavali नहीं मिला
गिफ्ट का ऐसे कौन गिफ्ट देता है
नहीं मैंने सुना है ना ये सारे फैमिली मेंबर्स आते हैं
वो तो
कुछ नहीं मिलता है
ग्रेजुएट लेके जाते हैं
इनमें ना
सिर्फ
दिवाली के अंदर कुछ रहता है 200 अच्छा वो कम पर gift
बोलिए आगे सर
hey रुको now we have a Santa Claus coming listen girl now we have a Santa Claus coming you put a wish ये यूरोप में चलता है बच्चा रात को लिख के रखता है और सुबह उसके डैड Santa Claus बन के देता है और बच्चा जब तक बड़ा नहीं होता उसको लगता है कि Santa Claus ही दे रखे you believe in Santa अरे होता है how many of you heard the news of that Seoul play Korea Halloween day, many people died, stampedes, and then in Gujarat there was a that's very sad. ये सब न्यूज़ देखता है, confirm? चले ask anything about the news? Now what is the current scenario between Ukraine and Russia?
Russia's captured 48%.
Or
Now
there are two new countries which have entered into the frame of this Ukraine and Russia war. Hidingly Pakistan है और openly Iran है. Iran is supporting Russia and Iran is a bitter enemy to US. US बेचारा हमेशा not बेचारा हमेशा sanctions लगा रहा है. Already they have given 200 powerful drones. आज ईरान ने announce किया और भी drones दे रहा है. And these are self-destruction drones. You understand what I mean? मतलब अपना टारगेट खुद फिक्स करेगा और जब तक वो टारगेट लेके मशीन यूक्रेन का बैंड बज रहा है बट यूरोपियन कंट्रीज का और बैंड बज रहा है And then we have the biggest achievement in London, UK, was the Rishi Sunak. तो बेचारा चेयर पर बैठते ही हॉट सीट पर बैठा भैया तुरंत पुतिन ने उसको वार्निंग दिया है that one attack done by Ukraine army is supported by Britain. अभी बोला कि मैं बहुत जल्दी तुझे वेलकम करेगा तो ऋषि ने पूछा कैसे न्यूक्लियर बम डालता हूँ. So I am saying you have to study this geopolitics. You understand what is geopolitics? Shall we get back to our geography? अभी कुछ है तब गया नहीं वगैरह अभी भी है पक्का चलो. Interdependence. Underline agriculture and industry only underline hand in hand. Agro industry major boost. Agro industry underline depend on agriculture. Agriculture provides open bracket the market for manufactured products. Development and competitiveness help agriculture. Although very few words I made you to mark, but let me explain here. When we use the word interdependence, it is as good as saying cotton textile. Is it an industry? Is it an industry? Yes, agro-based industry. The raw material comes from agriculture. What is that? It is what word? I put an industry which is called the sugar industry, or I say sugar mills. What is the raw material for them? Sugar cane. So we say generally agriculture and industry go hand in hand. Is that the first statement? But now we say even agriculture is dependent on industry. What does it mean? It manufactures many machines, correct? Any machines, tractors, correct? Harvester, tractor, and so on. So what is agriculture is done? I say modernization of agriculture is with the help of what? With the help of industry. So are both dependent and interdependent on each other? Generally in India, more than 50 to 60% of the industries are still agro-based. Although we are away from agriculture, we are trying to neglect the agriculture, but at least our industries are not doing so. We have something called as fruit processing industry. What are they? Jellies, jams, squashes, and your preservatives, juices. Is it a big market in India? Yes. Amul, when it was started, hardly 23 dairy farmers. Today, it is not only India, Asia's biggest. I think the Modi government has announced close to Amul. वैसे कुछ plant अभी महाराष्ट्र में open करेंगे. And recently, if you remember that big company, that aeroplane body manufacturing, that company went to Gujarat. वरना वो कंपनी महाराष्ट्र को मिलने वाला था. So we always saying both agriculture and industry go hand in hand. That is why it is called as interdependent. Is it okay? Okay, let's proceed. And after that we are doing efficiency. I'll go a little bit faster here. Underline required open bracket. Compete in international market. Compete in international market. Second, in view of globalization, open bracket, industry needs to be more efficient and competitive. Industry needs, underline, grow beyond self-sufficiency. What is beyond? When industries started, India ne bola hum self-sufficiency karenge. Are we self-sufficient now? Yes. Are we started exporting? Yes. Udhar aage likho export efficiency ke aage need to export. Efficiency ke aage everyone write on need to export. Our goods must be underlined at par with quality of international goods. What is at par? At same quality, at same level. Now contribution only underline the figures. Underline 20%, 27% bracket to GDP. So what is source of GDP? If it's a national income, same. Very good. उसी का लोग ने bifurcation दिया है. No need to go directly go down to a line. NMCC, not NMMCC. Yeah? National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council. Did you see? Targeted growth. This can be achieved. Open bracket. Appropriate policy intervention by government. What is this word appropriate? Government will not interfere into any time and everything into business or industry. Whenever, wherever, and how much. That's all. Okay, let's proceed. ये मैं notebook में ले लेता हूँ, which will end our lecture today. You write down in your notebook localization of industry. Same thing, yeah, but I'll put it in a different manner. Localization. I'm giving the meaning. What is localization or location? Set of natural and man-made factors. Localization of industries. Set of natural and man-made factors. Set of natural and man-made factors responsible for the setting up of a given specific industry. A given specific industry in a given geographical area. Main factors are separate 2 marks question. What is localization and what are the specific about? Industry in a given specific region. Factors are main factors. One, easy availability of raw materials. Easy availability of raw materials and labor. Easy availability of raw materials and labor. We'll finish that. I'll take 2 minutes, not more than. Second, needed capital investment. Needed capital investment. And cheap power supply. Needed capital investment and cheap power supply. And the last point, better modes of transport and communication. Better modes of transport and communication. I'll just say it, then you can pack and keep moving. So what is this localization? I said in Kharghar we have an industry which is located because all the factors are available there. Iron and steel, it is in Jamshedpur. Cheap raw material. Labor from Bihar, Bengal and Odisha. Transport. So what is localization? Why that industry is located in given that area? समझ में आया? अभी iron मिलता है जमशेदपुर में और हम लोग iron and steel बॉम्बे में start करेंगे. Is it possible? Possible. But iron and steel को transport कौन करेगा? So that is known as localization. Is it okay? So for all the questions of that minerals chapter, we are with manufacturing. Thank you and take care of you. Thank you for very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.